Warning, the following contains spoilers from Obsession. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm Christopher. I was the gaffer.
My name is Bicher. I was the lighting programmer and Best Boy Electric. We were both part of the crew on Obsession.
All right, let's get it rolling. How did you guys get brought into this movie?
Meeting Taylor.
Yeah, I got this call from Taylor in August 2024 for these series of Christmas commercials. Kind of used those as test footage to pitch himself and us as his team for the movie.
You ever actually flirted with Nikki?
I'm gonna go get some shots.
I'll come with you. Say, Nikki, I think we should grab a drink sometime.
Taylor isn't the type of DP who oversteps on the lighting department in any sort of way. He has a vision and he trusts that we know what we're doing. So he goes, this is the way it looks, and Chris says, this is how it looks that way.
So is he showing you references then, or
Yeah, so Taylor has this software he uses, it's like a video game where he will go into an environment or go into a scout and he'll 3D scan an entire room. Okay. And then we can sit together and walk through the room and start to place lights. And it's not gonna be super accurate, but you get kind of an idea.
So how much of this movie did you guys previs out?
All of it.
All of it?
All of it.
Oh, wow.
The fact that on Obsession, because this was a film that was made on a low budget, we were all on top of each other for everything. Production design, hair and makeup, art. We're trying to make so much use of so little space to get everything working. So being able to visualize the space ahead of time as how much of this world is the camera rig going to take up is really important on something where, we had very little crew, we had a lot of work to do, and we wanted to take the time to do everything very well.
I wish Nikki Freeman loved me more than anyone in the entire world.
I think we're gonna go chronologically through the movie. So the very first scene that we shot here at the studio, the driving scene at the beginning, it's Indy and Michael driving her home, right?
For the driving scenes, we had 5 SkyPanel S60s on truss, and those we used to simulate the movement. Our key was a cream source SpaceX that we used to replace the SkyPanel 360 we had on location. We had 2 Vortex 8s that were the moonlight fill. Those were going into a 12 by muslin. We used 2 Aperture 600Cs for street lights and brake lights. They would alternate. And we had our handy DMZ dash on top of camera. The biggest thing coming in was we knew the second we had lights spilling on the video wall, and this is the case whenever you're using a video wall, you're kind of cooked. You need a lot of movement going. You need, the street lights to be very believable.
So I program on an HES Hub 4 console, and one of the benefits that I love my console for is very good for busking, which is I can take a bunch of parameters very quickly and do these things by hand that come out very complex on the lighting side. Instead of having the time or the money to do media server interpolation or Unreal Engine integration, I just looked at the wall and said, okay, let's do it by hand, and stacked layers of color, intensity, speed, and FX length, and just watched ahead of the car to see what was about to come and went, okay, blue, long, slow, go. And so I'm just sitting here the whole time we're doing that with my 7-inch monitor and my
Hyper-focused.
face in it going, that one should be blue.
I love you so much. A love only the branch of a willow tree could conjure.
So the driving plates were shot in Atlanta. Did you guys see the plates ahead of time? Did you guys just manually set the colors and stuff?
Yeah, so when we were pre-lighting our house location, Bear's house, we had 3 days to do that. And I was kind of running back and forth between that house and my team working there. Here, because we were doing tests on this video wall. And it was my first time doing process trailer stuff on a video wall. I've worked here before, I've worked on several other video walls, but never with movement. And I really wanted to be as prepared as I could be for that.
I really enjoyed, getting to do it here and on a volume. This was a movie where we had a lot of intentional decisions made around things, and being able to do it here where we can, rehearse and have control and be able to shape everything that we're, putting into the frame in a very specific way is a tool that all of us, every department took advantage of. And that really helped us with achieving a good look for this film.
No, 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 don't do it!
So let's move on to the next scene. Bear and Ian driving. Everything was shot from the back, I think. It was like into the LED wall. Was there any change in the approach with that one, or did you guys do anything different?
I mean, everything changes when we move the shots around, and I love that the thing we had to do here was every time we're, shooting French overs or coverage, is the camera was always here because the screen's always here. We're just turning the car back and forth to get everything. So we have to have a sense of both sides of the world and be able to switch between them.
Honestly, for me, looking at the wall was way easier than parallel to it because of the control. Like, that was, once again, I think our hardest thing on set was keeping the lights off the wall. So when we flipped and all the lights were coming towards camera, way easier.
Yeah. Okay.
Vivian Gray, our production designer, she made controlling inside the car very easy for us with this consistent layer of glaze or shape without having to sacrifice our look for believability.
I loved all the grease and like haze on the windows. It's just, like,
I love
so
seeing that in the theater because on set I always think like, oh, this is a cop out, like it's just telegraphing that we don't have a backdrop for this. But then you sit on set and
It looked great. I think it adds so
looks-
much texture to it. Like
It's
on
so
set, I felt
well
like it was a lot.
stylized.
Yeah, it is. I thought it was great. Yeah.
I thought it looked great on the big screen.
Is her love real?
Just because you chose this for her doesn't make it less real.
So you guys shot him calling the number, right?
Yeah, that was originally out in your parking lot.
That was originally in the parking lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's they
was,
started that and then they decided that didn't work.
And so we came here. I had to call in a favor from an old friend, Alejandro Zambrano. He actually brought his own grip package, and that's what we use for the control. That's what we use for the balance. That, we wouldn't have been able to do it without him coming last minute. But yeah, that was the last thing we did for reshoots. That was the last thing we filmed at all for the movie.
It's also the poster. It's also it's such a good image.
It's weird how you two are dating all of a sudden. Like super dating.
Sarah's death is probably like the biggest. There's a
Sarah's
big spoiler.
Sarah's
Warning.
death was one of my favorite days on set to date. It was such a flex for every department. The amount of work that went into that, the amount of planning, the amount of execution, and then to get that so well and to get such a good reaction to it in theaters is so cool. We had 2 takes to do it. We only had a limited number of shatterable glass. We couldn't mess it up. Everyone had to be on their A game for that.
It gets me every time, and I've seen it. Yeah. I was there.
Was there a specific lighting setup for that?
We start out with kind of almost a romantic scene in the car between Sarah and Bear. They're very fairly lit. So to go from that to immediate horror while keeping continuity was hard.
What did you guys adjust things when she showed up?
No, we kept a consistent look for all of Megan Lawless's coverage. We had to design a lighting system where for lighting Megan and for seeing the light on her, that look ends at about the window, and the lighting that Indy is in when she runs up and what she stays in when she's outside of the car. So we had to make a line between beautiful conversation inside and Indy Navarrete being a goddamn terror outside. I think it was funny trying to get, because like a lot of the other scenes that we did with the car, it was really great to do it here where we had a lot of control and a lot of consistency that we could rely on.
And I think that scene, more than anything else we filmed here, really couldn't have been done anywhere else. If we had filmed in a real park, if we had filmed, on a
Just
real
outside
set,
at all.
we wouldn't have had the amount of control we did.
So the next one is him reading the letter, Bear reading the letter on the lookout. That one was the only one that wasn't fully night.
Yeah, that was the first thing we filmed here. We're able to use those sky panels to give the glow of early morning. And originally we had something really fun that we did.
What happened was there's the scene where Bear is reading the letter and then he just screams, which is an incredible performance by Michael. Originally what we did was while he's screaming is we physically dialed the entire world from blue to red for that one little bit when he's screaming, which breaks the entire color science of the film. It breaks every established look for the entire rest of the film. I was a big fan of it.
I love
because
it
it was
had
great
a lot of fun,
programming.
yeah.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
So Curry Barker's sitting behind me from my console position, and he's just like, just red. Just all of it, red, slowly. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah. I don't even remember. I don't even know if it was something that was pre-planned or if he just had
Honestly,
that idea.
I
on
don't
the
think it
spot.
was.
I don't think it was.
I don't think it was either.
I didn't even have a red in my console for this movie. Usually I have, all of my colors preset in my console, and I didn't have a red at all anywhere else for anything else we had done.
Yeah.
We had the same units. They would dance around, the equation that worked,
Okay.
Yeah, and the ability to, just flip the car
Yeah.
and change the volume to achieve our coverage made it a really easy environment to work in. We can do 90% of it on program. Just, I have this side of the world saved and this side of the world saved, and all right, now we flip, now we flip, now we flip. Little adjustments for the shot, and we're good to go.
I'm your freaky Nikki.
If you guys had a friend who's never worked on an LED wall or a studio like this before, is there any tips or tricks?
Get a good programmer.
Yep. This would not have been possible,
Yeah.
without him. It wouldn't have looked nearly as good at our budget level. The speed, the quickness, the preparation that we were able to have because of it all being run off console was invaluable,
I think if you're going to do volume wall, also bring your programmer in on pre-pro because volume and console integration makes all of this so much easier. A lot of the reason Obsession worked is because of the dedication of the people that worked on it. We didn't have the time or the money to build big, complex, controlled systems. We had probably the finest group of filmmakers I've ever worked with that when they say, I'll just figure it out, what they output, their work is second to none. Everything on Obsession was us making it happen.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.